So next question that was asked this year is the political and administrative reorganization of states and territories has been a continuous ongoing process since the mid 19th century. Discuss with examples. You have to answer this question in 250 words. Clear? So just understand what is the major demand of this question. First of all, the political keywords and administrative reorganization of states and territories has been a continuous, ongoing process since the mid 19th century. You have to discuss with examples. Clear? So to understand the question, we need to first of all understand the key words of the question. You have to understand the apolitical administrative reorganization both of states and territories as a ongoing process, and that too from mid 19th century. So make it clear, this question is not from post-independent era only. This question traces back to mid 19th century, 1850 onwards, and you have to discuss this with examples. Clear? Now what would be the context? First of all, context would become the introductory part of the answer, then the main body, and then the conclusion. Now just understand, our first major development related to political and administrative reorganization took place after the mighty revolt of 1857. So context, you will be writing that in context that by the mid 19th century, as a consequence of the mighty revolt of 1857, reorganization of states and territories was started under the guidance of British Crown. When you write this, you make 2 or 3 things very clear to the examiner. You understand from where the answer to be traced back. You make it clear that it was due to the context of mighty revolt of 1857. And then the third thing, who basically promoted such reorganization, it was directly the British Crown. So context means a lot. So in this context, you'll write that by the mid 19th century, after the mighty revolt, reorganization of states and territories started under the guidance of British Crown. Then you will start writing the body of the answer. Clear? And in the body you will write that after the mighty revolt of 1857, British Crown made an announcement that no more territories in India will be annexed. This led to division of Indian territory broadly into 2 parts. Clear? One was directly to be under the control of British Crown. Another was to be ruled by a large number of princely states in India, known as princely states. And the territories which were brought in the British Crown, these territories were divided into 11 British ruled states. So first political and administrative reorganization was done as per Government of India Act 1858, when whole British India was brought under British Crown, divided into major 11 provinces. Which were these 11 provinces established to ensure administrative convenience in India? These 11 states were: number 1, you can write these states as well. Clear? These states included the Central Province, because you have to explain with example. Central Province, then United Province, then Bengal, Bombay, 5 Madras, 6 being Sindh, 7th is Northwest Frontier Province, 8th is Punjab, 9th one, clear, is Assam, 10th would be Bihar, and then Odisha. 11 provinces, clear? So first major reorganization was done after the mighty revolt of 1857 into 11 British ruled provinces. First of all, you need to understand this development. Then after this, the second part of your answer would be to mention about reorganization in the beginning of 20th century. In the beginning of 20th century, British authority reorganized the province of Bengal by dividing Bengal into eastern and western halves. Clear? This division was done by Lord Curzon basically to ensure political and administrative convenience. But the real intent was to divide the people of Bengal into two communities of Hinduism and Islam. Eastern part of Bengal had numerical majority of Muslims, western part of Bengal had numerical majority of Hindus. And in retaliation to this only, Indians started a movement known as the Swadeshi movement against the British in India. In 1911, the British partition was annulled and thereafter Bengal was united, but Bihar and Odisha was separated from Bengal in 1911. So this would be the second part. Clear? After this, you will write the third part. As per the Government of India Act 1935, Bihar and Odisha were separated on linguistic lines, as Hindi-speaking region was separated from the Oriya-speaking region. This will be the third part. Then you will come to major reorganization of states and territories after India's independence. Clear? And after India's independence, you have to talk in the form of evolution. The demand for the linguistic creation of the states was raised by the Telugu-speaking people, and this led to creation of Andhra in 1953, and later on it was enlarged into Andhra Pradesh in 1956, and thereafter Union Parliament enacted the States Reorganization Act of 1956, and under the provisions of States or Reorganization Act of 1956, two linguistic states of Maharashtra and Gujarat were created after bifurcating the province of Bombay. So province of Bombay was bifurcated in the year 1960, that resulted into creation of Maharashtra and Gujarat. Later on, even Punjab, this state, even Punjab was separated, whereby Hindi-speaking regions were segregated and two states of Himachal Pradesh and Haryana was created. In course of time, most frequent reorganization of states was done in the state of Assam, whereby since independence till now, it's an ongoing process, 7 sister states has been created. Clear? Assam being bifurcated into states, or in the case of new states like Nagaland, then Mizoram, and other states like Meghalaya also, and altogether it comprises of 7 sister states in northeastern part of India. More importantly, in the year 2000, set of 3 Hindi-speaking states, that is Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Bihar, were bifurcated to create set of 3 other Hindi-speaking states in form of Uttarakhand, Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. Clear? And thereafter only the Telugu-speaking people of Telangana began to demand separation from Andhra Pradesh, and finally in 2014 Andhra Pradesh was separated and Telangana became a different state. And of late, a union parliament has passed a legislation whereby the statehood of Jammu and Kashmir has been abolished, and 2 union territories of Jammu and Kashmir on the one hand and Ladakh on the other hand has been created. All these started since the middle of 19th century and has been a continuous and ongoing process that you have to mention with examples till present time. You have to talk about the reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir, which has been recently done by Union Parliament. So this answer will start from the middle of 19th century. It covered the whole process to emphasize on continuous and ongoing process of reorganization of states and territories, which is known as political and administrative reorganization. So this topic is largely of post-independent era, but they have started the question from mid-19th century. So you have to think that why from mid-19th century, that will provide the context, and then you have to start with formulating the answer in this way, and in the conclusion you will have to realize that reorganization of states in India or territories in India has been a continuous process which indicate rising regional aspirations in India, but feeling of nationalism should always be more important than sense of parochialism or regionalism. Clear? This needs to be taken care of while writing the conclusion. Clear? And with this concluding remark, you can end the answer, and this will make the answer complete. So with this approach, you need to write all the answers in the mains examination, and with this will also make it clear, I'll also make it clear, you need to be very clear about introduction being the contextual reference, then the body, and then finally conclusion to summarize and to indicate the future prospect as well. The objective of history reading is to learn the lessons to be applied in coming time. So your concluding remarks should indicate this realistic understanding and optimistic future. Yeah. So with this, we'll wind up the session. And next, we will discuss about the 3 questions and questions asked from art and culture, and what would have been the approach to answer those questions on art and culture. Thank you.